Hey, greetings. Welcome to the Brain Gauge channel. And it's been a while since we posted a video, but I thought I'd go ahead and do this because we've got some new stuff that you might be interested in. We've got our own Brain Gauge training platform, which anyone with a Brain Gauge gets at no extra cost. So let's just talk about it. This is the title of this video, Cross Training with Brain Gauge. It's the introduction. There is a lot of layers to this, but I'm just going to give you the quick intro. So like I said, if you have a Brain Gauge, you're used to seeing this platform where after you've entered a subject ID comes up and generally you say, okay, let's start testing. But instead of start testing, start training. So you click on start training and then you get a new page that comes up. This is your exercise room. And your exercise, this is a way to think about this as an exercise room, just like you walked into the gym or the Y or whatever, and there's a whole bunch of exercise equipment. Each of these things targets different mechanisms of information processing, just like different equipment will help you with different muscle groups. This will help you with different brain muscles, so to speak. So that's the way to think about it. And basically, it's very streamlined. You can do any of these levels, any of these levels of difficulty at any time. Just sort of like, if, again, go in the weight room and you want to start out, you're going to start out at one weight group. Maybe you'll start out at 100 pounds for a bench press, or maybe you'll start out at 200 pounds, or maybe you start out at 20. You start out at the level that's appropriate for you. Anyway, and as I said, instructions are only in level 1. It's also the easiest level. Level 5, most difficult level. So what you do is you proceed, and you don't have to go in the order, but you just jump in at whatever your level is, and basically work on that particular set of brain muscles. Um, Basically, you might, if you're familiar with the brain gauge, you're familiar with these different terminologies: speed, accuracy, TOJ, timing, plasticity, and something you might not be familiar with is multitasking. But we'll talk about more of that on other videos. Right now, I just want to give you the intro and show you what this looks like. So let's say you jump in and you test a little bit, and let's say you tested on the speed at level 1, which is the reaction time test, and you did fine, 100%, 100%. Then you got 80% for level 3 and 80% for level 4. That's fine. Each time you do these tests, each time you do a block, it's 5 tests, and you get scored on those 5 tests. So if you get 5 that are at level 5, or at level 2 rather, then you come up with 100%. This was 4 out of 5 were at that level. 4 out of 5 were at level 4 at that level. But and as mentioned, you can go in any order. So then after you've done this, you might jump, oh, let's see how good I am at level 2 on accuracy. You've done that test before, you just jump in and do it. There's 100%. Then you try to go do a diagonal, jump over to TOJ, and you did 80%. But basically, it's really straightforward. It's like just like an exercise room, and it should be treated that way. And I'm going to be talking later about the different kinds of exercise programs you can do, how you could even train for more or less for multitasking. And basically, multitasking is something that's really difficult to do, or a lot of people think they can do it, but maybe you want to get better at it. So anyway, what happens when if you want to add this, then you just contact support at corticalmetrics.com, and we'll upgrade you. So, to that level of software. And this is great for both home and professional users, and, whatever. So while this is it for the test, this is it for the video and the introduction. I'm going to give you a quick demo, and I'm going to pull up the training protocol. And here's the last training protocol I was working, I just pulled up. And I'm just going to give you an example. Reaction time is something that's you really ought to focus on a little bit, because it can be really, really important. And again, we'll talk about that in more videos later. But I just want you guys to realize the beta version's been out there a while. If you want to use this, you can use it. But let's say I'm not going to go through the instructions. You guys are familiar with that. Let's go to level 2. I'm going to click on level 2. I've got my brain gauge here. Each time I feel a tap, I respond. And since I'm talking, I'm not going to be doing the greatest scores that there are. So you're going to see my scores pop up. So I'm going to just embarrass myself and have terrible scores. But that's what my reaction time is. I even failed because I running my mouth. Anyway, um, 400, that's not great. But, I am a little bit distracted. That's why I need to train at multitasking a little better. Anyway, I got 4 out of 5 on level 2 while I was making this video. You can do this stuff at any time. You could watch videos while you're doing it if you want to practice multitasking. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about what these different levels are and where they came from. We'll talk about the science behind all these different tests. But basically, you know, this is introductory video to our brain gauge training platform. And we'll also talk about why it's so much better than any other training platform out there, mainly because it's not language dependent. A lot of brain training platforms out there use language, and basically you just got to learn, how to learn their word games. This is actually targeting basic mechanisms of information processing. For example, reaction time. How fast are you? If you do a speed drill, you do get faster, period. We'll be talking about that later too. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video and share this stuff with you, but that is all for now. And thanks for watching.